Good. Okay, Bismillah. Question number 3. A building plot is in the plot, folks. Okay, remember it's not. It's in the shape of a rectangle. The width of the field is 26 meters. Measure to the nearest meter. That's the key word here. Nearest meter. Work at the upper bound of the width of the field. Okay, 26 meters. So we're counting in whole number, isn't it? 26 here. So we look at that 26, and the next number is going to be 27, and the previous number is going to be 25. So if we want to work out the upper bound, well, to the nearest meter is here. That's 1 meter. Half a meter here and half a meter there. So half between these two is going to be what? 26.5. Ladies, keep an eye on the camera. Make sure this is no, all white. 26.5. Okay, are we happy with that answer? Has everybody got that at least? Hamza, you get that? Everybody done that part? Umar, you get that? Oh, you got stuck on that spot? Yeah. Okay, the length of the field is 135 meters. Measure to the nearest 5 meters. So let's do its line over here. Work out the upper bound for the perimeter of the field. So 135. It's measured to the nearest 5 meters. Okay. Now what that means, it's like if you look at the previous question, if 26 is measured to the nearest meter, that means this red part is, how wide is the red part? 1 meter to the nearest meter. So if it measures this to the nearest 5 meters, how wide should this be here then? If I do my red bit here,
5.
That should be 5 meters altogether. So what's half the way up then?
2.5.
2.5. So from 135 from here to there, we have to add 2.5 meters onto the 135. That will give us 137.5 meters. Okay? Because this part from here to there is 5 meters. And that's half the way on the other side. Normally, if this measures nearest meter, this here is 1 meter. So that's half a meter onto that, and so on. That's what that means. So work at the upper bound for the perimeter of the field. It says that the length of the field is 135 meters. Measure to the nearest 5 meters. Work at the upper bound of the perimeter. That actually isn't the answer, because that's just the length.
So you have to find out the perimeter.
Yes, I'm going to do that now, yeah. So we got here now, this is the upper, yeah, this is the upper length, yeah. This value here is the length, upper bound. Are we happy with that? Now if you want to work at the upper bound of the perimeter, you need the length and width, isn't it? Here we go. Here we go. Perimeter, let's just do it here. Let's just recycle some space. Perimeter is equal to length plus the width times by 2. That's perimeter, isn't it? And we want to work out the perimeter upper. If I want to get the maximum perimeter, I have to use the length upper and the width upper, and then double it. Are you happy with that, folks? What have we worked out here? We have worked the length upper here and the width upper here. That's the width upper. Is the video clean?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Alright, stop me there, folks, if you want me to explain that again. Okay, Idris, are you happy with that? As Harun mentioned earlier, this is just the length we're talking about, but the question is talking about the perimeter. So it's going to do the length times by 2 and the width times by 2. Is that right? Do that? So we're going to use the upper length and the upper width. We're going to add them up, double it, and that will give us the maximum the perimeter can be. Alright, let's put those values in now. What is the length upper? The length upper is 137.5. Idris, what is the width upper? 26.5. And then we get these two added up together and then multiplied by 2 will give us the perimeter upper. So the perimeter upper is equal to, I need everybody to work that out. I'll grab my calculator, my electronic one.
328.
So I'm going to do as we see it over here, the brackets and stuff. As we see it here, so bracket 137.5 add 26.5. 26.5 close bracket, and I'm going to multiply by 2. Okay, what happens if you don't put the brackets in your calculation on the calculator? Will you get the same answer? No, because the calculator will do the times bar first and then add it. He'll actually do it in the wrong order. He won't add these two parts first and then times it by 2. He'll do the times part of the calculation first and then add it, because if you don't put brackets. Right. So let's press equal. That does help. You press equal. What do you get, Samir?
Same.
Okay. Work out the upper bound for the perimeter. So we can get a unanimous answer of. Did you get the same?
Yeah.
So the perimeter upper. I'll copy down here. 328 meters exactly. With that calculation. Done. That's question number 3. Okay, now I doubt if anybody's done question number 4. Right. Okay, folks, have a go at question number 4 first, and we'll come back to that in another video. Everybody have a go at question number 4. Oh, that's nice and clean now. The video. Come to the next question, folks, on the board. Right. Question number 4. Sophie drove for 203 miles correct to the nearest mile. She used 26.3 litres of petrol to the nearest tenth of a litre. Nearest tenth. Okay. So you go there, work out the upper bound for the petrol consumption upper. For Sophie's journey, give your answer correct to 2 decimal places now. Okay, Mr. Hamza at the back. Petrol consumption upper. To get the maximum answer here, when you have division, we use the maximum value on the top divided by the smallest value on the bottom. That's it. That's what you have to understand first. So now we need to work out what the 238 so the maximum value is going to be halfway between here and there, which will be what? 238.5. That's for the miles. So here will be 238.5 on the top, and there I divide over here, and the number of liters is 26.3. So it's 26.3. The next tenth is 26.4, and the tenth before is 26.2. And we want to find the lower bound. So the lower bound is going to be halfway between
26.25.
26.25. That goes on the bottom. So when you put that into the calculator, and see what you get. Where's my calculator? There it is. Okay, let's move that away. Right, let's start a new line. Okay. Here we go. So we have to do fraction button. 238.5. 238.5, and then we have to divide it by. Ladies at the back, are we doing this? 26.25 equals, okay, if you all got that? And it goes, give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So to 2 decimal places, first decimal place, second decimal place, if that's 5 or more, add 1, it is 5. So the answer will be 9.09. So the final answer is 9.09 what? Fuel consumption, that's going to be miles per litre. And that's done to 2 decimal places, and that's our final answer for that particular question. Okay, did you got that now? Huh?